Raging Gale by James Ryan. Read by the author. Part the 42nd. The Gale's Prey Fights. Sanders and Hope left the cabin together, the captain climbing to the quarterdeck, her spyglass handed to her upheld hand. "Where she be, Mr. Blofeld?" she called out to him. "Broad beam a starboard," Blofeld called back. "Ya," said Zootman. "Mit those sails she be." Sanders looked through the spyglass. "See any dark blue from the pennant on her mast?" she called up. "Ya," said Zootman. "Bring her to starboard," Sanders ordered. "She be a French vessel," calling out to the crew on the deck gathered to hear. "Cast from far where she should be, either privateer or smuggler. We be knowing soon enough when we claim her. Full sails!" Without being asked, Hope started to strum a tune with a cadence that could have worked as a drum rhythm. To her surprise, the men that Collins was guiding and getting the guns armed were working to the rhythm she laid down. Even Collins gave his orders and beat with her, and Andrew stayed focused on running the powdered H4-pounder without trying to seize her music. "She be turning, running broad reach," called Blofeld from atop the mainmast. "She's making a run for it," cried Sanders, sharing the news with the crew. "Must be something quite valuable aboard her if she be doing that." Hope kept up the cadence as the raging gale leapt forward, with the wind caught in all her sails. Slowly, the French merchant came closer into sight, her sails as taut as the gale's, to the point where Hope thought she could see her masts strain to break. "Aye, we be upon us soon," said Collins. "We'll probably be using chain to follow the rigging, so keep that handy for the barrels." "Arms to the ready," Osai commanded those men on deck, not under Collins. He proceeded to eye each man to make sure their blunderbusses were loaded and ready to fire. "She be turning to port," Kelly called out, before he leapt from the bowsprit and headed on to the deck. Sanders took the till and started to give the rudder a few twists. Hope continued to play, despite the fear she was feeling from seeing the flashes of panic in the faces of the men. She could tell something was amiss, even though it was only the third action she had been on with the crew of the Gale, something they knew or felt but were not saying aloud. The French ship swung to port, and the sound of a cannon roared out. Hope heard what sounded like a dull whistle to aft before she heard two more such blasts. Hope saw water splash up on deck from the shot that fell short, then watched with a cry as the third shot caught the mainsail and ripped a large hole through it. "Right," said Sanders. "Ready for action! Raise the standard!" The white skull and rose on red field went up atop the mainmast, and the crew of the raging gale gave an angry cry closer to a growl. To her shock, Hope found herself joining the pack in their cries. Thank you for taking this moment with me. If you want to keep up with new chapters as they get posted, please subscribe to the channel and click the bell icon for notifications for when pieces go up.